Hi everyone, this is BBlicious, and I am back with I can't remember what part it is. I think it might be 4, it might be 5, I don't know. I'll figure it out later. But this is the next video in the process of building a club from scratch, from the ground up. Okay, so I'm not actually enrolled yet. I need to do a little bit of work in GIMP for the club, so I wanted to take you along with me. I need to make the logo for the club because this is actually going to be for an event, so I need to make the logo so that I can make the bulletin, so that I can send out emails to everyone, because it's in a week. The event is in a week, so there's still lots to do. Okay, so I know what the name of the club's going to be, and I need to get, hold on a second, I need to create, I want plenty of room to make this. I can always trim it down, but I always like to start with a really big palette, like a big canvas. So I'm going to start 1500 by 900. All I did was click on File, I click on New, and when the window pops up, you type in whatever size you want to start with, click OK, and it creates it. Okay, so on the layers list, it already has my background, which you can make invisible, and you will have a transparent background. So okay, so I need to figure out I'm sorry for all the throat clearing. I need to figure out what color I want my logo to be. Now I've already picked a font, and the font is hair color, and I got the demo, which works fine. But it was a free font, but it was a demo that was free. So I need to color pick my color. So I wanted to match the color on the walls of the club. I need to find the I don't think it's that one. No. It's that one. Okay, so I'm going to take the eyedropper tool, and I'm going to put it on the pink, and I'm just going to click my mouse, and it color picks it. So this is the color pink I want. I save it to my palette by clicking that little arrow right there. Click OK. So now my color is set. I'm going back over here, and I have selected my font, which is the hair color font, and then I click the A because I'm using the text. So I just take my mouse. So what I'm doing is I'm left clicking with my mouse. I'm left clicking, and I'm going to hold it down, and then I'm going to drag a box. Okay, this is going to be my text box, and then I release the mouse clicker. Okay, so this is my color box for the text. I'm going to change it to the color I chose, and then I'm going to type my text into the box. So as you can see, it's not quite big enough at all. So I'm going to highlight the text I just typed out, and right there is the name of the font. I'm going to make it bold. So I click this arrow with, not arrow, this little A, text A here. It looks darker than the others. That's the bold one. That one's the italic. I think that was the underline one. Yep, that one's the underline. And this one is a strike through. Okay, so let me undo those. Okay, so I made it bold. Now when you make it bold, it makes the text a little bit bigger. So if you have a small box, you might want to stretch your box out some. And then I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to change the font size. So that's at 50. Folks, make sure that your writing is highlighted before you go changing the font color, font size, okay? Just saying. Okay. I want it to be a little bit bigger still, so I'm just going to use the arrows at this point. Drag my box size out a little bit. I don't want to get too close to the edge because I'm going to do some shadowing and stuff, so I need room for that. Okay, so Club Delight. Okay, I'm liking the font. I'm liking it. I was toying with the idea of doing like a flashing neon, but I've decided not to. Too much flashing lights in there already. I don't want to add one more flashy thing, so I'm just going to leave it like this. I want to give it a drop shadow. I don't know if it'll really show up against the black wall. It probably won't, but I'm going to give it one anyway. So I'm going to do black. Now this right here where it says allow resizing, I always uncheck that because if you don't, it makes it all wonky. You set your offsets, your blur radius, pick your color right here. Now if you want it the same color as something you already have in here and the color palette is not showing up, here's how to fix that. Go over here and click on your color box. Choose whatever color and then just highlight the HTML notation and copy it. And then you're going to go back to your box here and just paste it. Click OK and then it'll choose the color. It's really that easy. Okay, but I'm doing mine in black. Which I like that. I'm going to pull the drop shadow out a little bit though. I don't know. I'm going to delete that. Let's go with a pink color. Something lighter. I'm going to go ahead and highlight the code just in case. Just in case it don't show up. I know it's not going to show up. So I copied the code. I'm going to insert it there. And okay. That actually makes it look neon, actually, a little bit. I like that. I like it a lot. Okay. I'm just going to pull it down a little bit. And to the right just a little bit. I like that a lot, though. Okay. So, now, I'm going to make the background invisible. Oh, you know what? That makes it look, let me undo moving that layer. Okay, yeah, I like that better. Okay, now I'm going to crop it. So I'm going to use the X-Acto tool, the crop tool up here. Looks like an X-Acto knife. And I am going to trim this logo. I'm going to get it pretty close. Now you want to leave a little bit more room on the bottom and on the side because remember you got that drop shadow. You don't want to cut that off. Okay. Now I'm going to make the background invisible so it's just the logo. And now I'm going to resize it. So I go to image, go to scale image, and okay, I'm going to make this a 10 by 24 and I'm going to make this a 256. And X and Y resolution is always 72, so I click on scale and now I have my logo for the club and I'm going to save it. Club, delete. logo club delight pink. This is the cropped and resized version to put into the club, and I'm going to save it as a PNG because the background is transparent. But also I need a version for the bulletin that is not cropped and resized, which right now you can't really tell. It still looks good, but if it's wonky or whatever, just go to edit and undo scale, and then you can save it as just the regular version, which we could have done that first. I just wasn't thinking. Okay, and now I'm ready to do the bulletin, and I'm trying to figure out if I want to take y'all with me to do the bulletin. No, I don't think so. That's a whole different video. So I'm going to pause this. I'm going to log in. I'll get to the club, and then we'll pick it right back up. So also, you guys, don't forget that I do take suggestions on ideas for new videos. So if there's something that you're wanting to see or you need to know about and know more about, please let me know. I'll be glad to make a video on it. I'm going to tell you right now, I suck at lighting. I know the basics, but I'm really not that great at it. So if you're requesting lighting, forget about it, because I just suck at it. That would be a video for someone else to do. Okay, I'll be right back. Alright folks, we are back, and we are now in the club. We got prop open, and we are ready to do some more deco. And I've come down the steps. I don't know where the fuck I am. Let me go back to the beginning. Okay, here's the entry. So I'm going to put something right here so that I know this is the front door. I'm going to put an air conditioner right here. Okay, so we know this is the front door. Put it behind me. Okay. So, need to put the logo here somewhere. And I need to do this. Okay, so I'm going to upload the logo, the cropped and resized version. Let's see how it looks. You guys, when you're hanging up a sign, use a fucking sign. Do not use chimes. Now, this information is not from me. I read this in forums. I can't remember if it's Viagoth or Pitch. I'm not sure who said it in forums, but on the chimes props, they have like a built-in sound recording or whatever, so it's not going to decrease the lag for you. If anything, it might increase it. Do not use chimes. Use a fucking sign. That's what the signs are for. Use a sign. Like, it's not... I'm an idiot. A sign, chimes are not going to decrease the lag for you. A sign is there for a reason. Always set your file caching to forever. And whoop. Let's make this sucker big. Let's see, 5 and then 15. And then texture transparent. Okay, it might be a little too big. Let's make this a 3. And it's blending in with the fucking wall. So what can I do to make it stand out? I could put it on the floor. How many squares we got here? Delight. Delight. One square off. Delight. Again, one square off. Delight. And again, a square off. Well, fuck. Let's make it white. Let's make it white with the pink drop shadow. So I'm going to duplicate the top pink layer so I can work on a copy. And I made the original copy invisible. And I'm going to go up here to colors, and I'm going to colorize. See, it tries to automatically turn it teal. So I'm just going to go to lightness. You don't have to do saturation because it's not going to matter either way. I just go to lightness and turn it all the way up to 100, and it turns it white. And so now I'm going to save that as a white version, and this is not resized. This is not resized. Now I'm going to export it as the white version. Now I am going to resize it. Save as the white version, cropped and resized. I put, whoa, what? Okay. And then, there we go. So now I'm going to upload the white version, the cropped and resized copy, and see how that looks. Too much freaking pink over there. Blends in. Okay, that is better. That is a lot better. Okay. I like this. How much taller can we get it though? Not a whole lot. Let's do 3.5, and then we'll do 16. Let's see if we can make it a little bit longer. 18. I think that's going to be the limit. I need to bring it down a little bit too. Okay, so I'm going to use the stairs as my center. And the way I get things even without actually measuring is, so I count, I learned this in typing class, how to center stuff up when you're typing. So you count the number of characters, including spaces. The C is 1, the L is 2, 3, 4, there's a space right here, so that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There are 12 spaces. So the center space would be 6, or 6, it would be like 6.5. So C is 1, L is 2, 3, 4, the space is 5, and the D is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's right. So the D would be center. the middle of the D would be center. So I'm going to take this sign and I'm going to center the D, the middle of the D, over the middle of the steps. I'm just going to eyeball it. And that way it looks like it's centered. And let's get closer and see how close that shit is to the ceiling. Okay, so it looks about right. So, do I need to put it on the sidewalls too, or? No, I think I'm going to do something else. I just have an idea. I'm going to make another sign. This one is going to say, let me open a new thing. So, 1500 by 900. So I'm going to use the original pink just because it shows up better against the white. And I've selected my text and my font's already set to hair color. So I'm going to say, and this is going to give away the project now. There's going to be a fucking party. Happy. Whoa. There's where the demo kicks in. Yep. I'm going to make it bold. So whenever I try to put the comma right here, you see the little demo thing pops up. That's where they get you. They always leave something out. So I'll just use a different font to fill in what I need. So I need a comma here, so I'll just put an extra space and then del, and then I need to make this a little bit smaller because I still need to do a drop shadow too. And then I'm going to use, I wonder if I have Desriel in here. Font. I do. Desriel is similar. And I don't know if it has the things in here. Let me see. I want that to be Desriel, not hair color. Whoop. Desriel. There we go. It changed the whole fucking thing to Desriel though. Alright. Okay, so I want to change this to hair color. Please only change the one thing, for fuck's sake. Nope, it's not doing it. Okay, there's more than one way to skin a cat. Alright, so let's go back. Let's change our font, our text size to this. Okay, so I'm going to delete this, and I'm going to delete this. And okay, we still need to make it bold. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Okay, and now I'm going to go down here to a separate little thing, and I'm going to put my two things that I want to use, the comma and the exclamation mark. So then I go back up here to Desriel and change those, and this is 74. So I need to change these to 74. Probably gonna have to make these bigger, more like 90. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, 90. Maybe 95. And let's go with 100. It's 150. I just want to make them bigger. God. Okay, that's too big. 120, because that's a big ass fucking comma. Let's go back to 100. I was looking at the exclamation point, but okay. So what I'm gonna do, so this font right here, the Happy Birthday Dell, is actually in the hair color font, but because they're demoing, it's a demo, so the punctuation stuff and probably the numbers too, are they come up with a demo stamp when you try to use them. So I used a different font to fill in this stuff that this font is demoing. So for numbers or for punctuation, I'm using Desreal because it's similar. It's not the same, but it's similar, and it works good for a fill-in. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this background transparent. All I did was just click on the little eyeball next to the background layer, and then I click on my rectangle select, and I'm going to draw a square around the comma. Okay, and I'm going to go up here to edit and copy visible. Now the reason why I turned the background invisible first is because whenever I copy visible, it's going to also copy the white background, which you don't want to do, because when we go to make this transparent, that white background is still going to show up around the comma. It's not going to disappear. Okay, so we want to make sure that we copy a transparent image and not one with a white background. So edit, copy visible, and then we're going to go back up to edit, and we're going to paste as a new layer. And then we're going to grab our move tool, looks like the cross, and I'm going to grab this comma, and I'm going to pull it down here and stick it next to happy birthday, and then at the end of birthday. And then I'm going to do the same thing to the exclamation mark. I'm going to edit, click on edit, click on copy visible, and then I'm going to click on edit again, paste as a new layer, and then I'm going to use my move tool to grab that exclamation mark and pull it down here and put it in its place. Once I have done that, I am going to make this comma and this exclamation mark down here invisible. Then I'm going to bring back my background, and we can see how it looks now. So there is more than one way to skin a cat. You just got to figure it out. Okay? Okay, so the comma is where I want it to be. At this point, you can look and you can be like, oh, that needs to be closer or whatever. You can use the move tool to move that around. Excuse me. Okay, so now I'm going to merge these layers, because whenever I do the drop shadow, I want it to all be one piece. I don't want to have to do a separate drop shadow for the comma and a separate one for the exclamation mark. So I want this logo to all be one piece, so it does the drop shadow all in one piece. So I'm going to go up here. No, wrong layer. Actually, I'm going to delete that layer that we made invisible. Ooh, excuse me. Okay, so there's my exclamation mark. There's my comma. I'm going to start with the top layer, the Happy Birthday Dale part, and I'm going to go up here to layer, and I'm going to merge down. This is telling GIMP I want to take this Happy Birthday layer, and I want to merge it with this comma to make it all one piece. Now we need to merge it again to combine that piece with the exclamation mark. And now our logo is all in one piece. Okay, so now we can make the drop shadow. So we're going to go up here to filters, light and shadow, and drop shadow, and it's still that pretty pink color that we did. So I'm just going to click it. That looks pretty. And now I am going to turn, actually I'm going to make the background, and let me crop it first. It's easier to crop when it's still white. So I'm just going to, remember to trim it pretty close, but don't forget to leave a little bit of room for your drop shadow down here. You can see a little bit of pink there. Let me make this bigger. See right there where that motherfucker. That was an accidental crop, y'all. Listen, if you're offended by foul language, do not watch any of my fucking videos. And don't let your kids hear this bullshit either. Oh hell, I went too high, too low. Okay. My stuff needs to come with a warning. Alright, so you see right here this little pink drop shadow right there. So you don't want to cut that off. Yeah, there's some extra room, extra space down here, but that's okay. That's okay. Alright, it's pretty close. So now I'm going to crop it. Now I'm going to make the background invisible, and now I'm going to save it as the pink copy. So this is a logo. Happy birthday, Dell. Pink. And this is just the regular size. So now I need to scale this one, 1024 by 256. Remember to use the power of 2 when you're resizing your textures. Save as, cropped and resized. Cropped and resized, the power of 2. I can't give you the full scientific explanation, but resize your textures to any of these numbers. 128, use that sparingly. Use that for only like textures that are, the only thing I use 128 for is like, ow, like if I'm creating a solid color that has no pattern to it, I'll use it for that, like just a plain green or plain yellow or whatever. Because if you try to use a patterned texture, it will pixelate if it is too small. So use that sparingly and wisely. You can also use 256, 512, 1024, also use sparingly. I do highly recommend that if you have any signs with text on them, such as the logos we're making or anything else, you can use the bigger number like 1024 by either 256 or 512, whatever, or 128 even. If it's like a really long banner and it's skinnier than it is long, then yeah, you can use 128 for that, as long as it does not pixelate it or make it blurry looking. You want your letters and numbers to be sharp, so use what is appropriate for your sign. Okay, so you can use 1024. I also use 1024 for like tall, like big walls and stuff if they're really big, something like that. So 2048, use sparingly. Anything 2048 and above, it better be a fucking sky that is the bomb diggity, I'm telling you. Otherwise, don't use that, you know, don't use those bigger numbers like that. Alright, so we have resized this and saved a cropped and resized copy, but remember we used white on the wall, so now I want to change that top layer to white. So I'm going up here to colors and colorize, and I'm going to run the lightness slider all the way over to the right, and it's going to turn that top layer white. And it's already cropped and resized, so all I'm going to do is just save it as white, cropped and resized. And now I'm going to, I have to undo the color the colorize to undo the scaling. Okay, and now I'm just going to go back and recolor that top layer to white. And I'm going to save it as the white version that is not cropped and resized. I mean, it's cropped, yeah, but it's not resized. So I'm not using the CR on this one. Okay, so now let's go back to our our Textra hosting site, and we're going to upload the logo Happy Birthday Dell in the white, which is cropped and resized. So we're going to upload that one, and now I'm going to take this sign and I'm going to clone it, and I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees. I'm already at 90, so 90 plus 90 is 180. And then I'm going to grab this sign, I'm going to pull it back against this wall. And signs size from left to right like this. So I'm going to replace the script. See how that looks. So let's make it bigger. Bigger. So it's somewhere I'm gonna have to hang the signs. Okay, so what I'm doing, how I'm centering it, let me bring this down a little bit. The way I'm centering this one is I'm counting the blocks, pink blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 8 blocks. So the center is going to be the fourth one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the center is actually is right here between these 2 blocks. That's the center. How many characters do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The space is 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. The space is 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So the 10th character is going to be the center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the T is the center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So the middle of the T is the center, and 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just a little bit off because I eyeballed it pretty good though. So the center of the T should go in the center between those 2 pink blocks. And now the sign is centered. So I think over here on no, I think on this side where the entry is, I think I'm gonna do I think here I'm gonna do the logos. So trying to figure out which. Here we go. I have like 1,400 spreadsheets I work off of. So we're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 logos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 8 squares, 10 logos. Okay, not a problem. I can just put one there and one there. Um, I have to collect the logos. But at least I have a plan for them. Okay. So we still need to do some other things in here. Oh, I think one of the things is we need to, yeah, we need to collide the sides here. So, what do we use up here? The balcony rail. Okay, so I'm going to clone that. I'm going to bring it over. I'm going to make it visible again so we can see it. Yep, I brought it too far over. Okay, so I'm going to bring it down to kind of like eye level, and I'm going to lower it to 1, and I'm going to make this a little bit skinnier, and also I'm going to have to fix the length because we don't want to block people off up here where they can't walk around the corner. Or maybe we will, but not right now. So come on. I need you to act right. Okay, so that's right there. Still have a little ways to go down here. I need to do it from this end. So I put that close to the end but not right up against it because most of the spacing happens on the other end. Like when you increase the size, it does it from that end. But on the end we just left, it will still resize at that end a little bit too. Woo, that was way too much. So we want it to size it, we want it to be right there at the end. But we don't want it to overlap so much that it's going to block people from walking around the edges. Okay, see how it's just like right up against it now? Okay. So it's touching the stage on both ends. And the top of the collide is right there. Can you see the red lines right there? And the bottom of the collide is right there. So we just need to lower it. Now I'm not lowering the collided part. I'm not lowering it all the way to the floor. The reason for this is because we got court floors down here that are collidable. When you have one collide touching the next collide, okay, let's just say I ran this all the way down into the floor, the collided part. The wall collide and the floor collide are going to intersect, okay? And if I were to run into the wall like this, it's because those two collides have intersected, it's going to create an invisible hole, and down the chute I go. This is why when you go to some places, you randomly fall through the floor in different places, because either their court floor is way too big, it's like huge, like they made it, instead of doing one by one and and laid down a bunch of them. They laid down one that's like 40 by 95 or something. You know, like it's completely oversized. And again, they are redheaded stepchildren. They don't want to listen. They're quirky as fuck. You know, so they will show their ass. So you don't want to do that. You don't want to intersect two collides like that, or people will be falling through the fucking floor. You just want it high enough off the floor so that it blocks the body, okay? Now, the only time this might become an issue is if you have someone who is a micro. Just make sure that your collide is... Oh, shit, I didn't know I was that fucking big today. Just make sure that your collide is high enough off the floor. It still blocks a micro. See? It still blocks it. And it's not all the way in the floor. So, go back to medium. Okay. But now the collide is too high. So all I'm going to do is get a scale. I'm just going to scale it down to the top of the floor. So if somebody tries to walk off here, I don't know about putting up railings. I haven't decided yet. Okay, the only other concern I have are stairs. How it's going to interact with the stairs. It seems to be fine. Let me lower my... Oop, wrong button. Let me lower my settings. And test the stairs again with the collide touching it. Seems to be fine. Alright. Okay, so I'm going to make that... Actually, I'm going to leave it as it is, visible for now. I'll make it invisible in a little bit. So I'm going to note I'm going to copy the Z position, because remember when we clone stuff it offsets it by 100. So instead of trying to figure it out, I'm just going to copy that and I'm going to remember this number, 19893. I'm going to clone it. Okay, so our numbers under the x-axis is going to be much, much lower than the number I just tried to remember. So we know this is the number that's going to count right here. So we just paste that and it automatically puts it in place. All we have to do is make sure that our collide is sitting up against the wall. Of course, I pressed the button to go in the wrong direction. Okay, so again, we can run into it and we're not going to fall to the floor. Why? Because we resized all of our court floors correctly, and we also do not have two collides that are intersecting. So nobody is going to fall through the floor. If they do, they have some kind of special fucking powers that I don't even know. Okay, so let's just test the stairs on this end right quick and make sure they're going to behave as well. It is the butt crack of dawn, y'all. It is 11:40 a.m. Yes, it's only 20 minutes till noon. But anything before noon for me is the butt crack of dawn. So I'm gonna yawn, people. Okay. So now we have to do the end pieces. Ouch! I have a itchy place on my back. Don't you hate it when you have like an itch on your back and you can't reach it? Like it's just Drives you nuts. Alright, so we did a 180. Well, it's closer to that end. Let's work on that end. I'll go ahead and clone. Well, no, I'll wait to clone it. Okay, so I'm going to turn this down to about a, well, it's too big still, to a 2. And we're going to do this little corner piece here. So let's turn this up to a 3, which looks like it might be too big. So the height has already been adjusted, so we don't need to mess with the height, but the length is going to be an ass. 275, 250. Did I just have it at 250? I guess I didn't. Okay, so it needs to go 1 or 2 more clicks. One more. Okay. Boop. Nobody's falling through the floor. Even though these two are colliding here in the corner. Let's see. See? They've collided. Oh shit, not what I wanted to do. They collided in the corner, but even if you run into the corner, you're not falling through. So this is good. This is good, because there's always going to be somebody that's going to run into the fucking corner. So I'm just going to clone this, and I'm going to turn it around. Make sure it's rotated correctly. It is. And I'm going to turn down the size too. Let's go with 1 1/4. Just kind of have to eyeball it sometimes. And it's still a little bit too big, so. Well, I tell you what, like on the corners here, when you're turning corners, you have to let it overlap just a little bit so that when the one comes out right here, so that it meets in the corner. So we're actually going to make this a little bit bigger. Now remember, we're not going by the actual look of the prop. We're going by the collided area. Not the prop itself, but the collide. That's what we're looking at. Oh, what do you know? I clicked the right button that time. Miracles never cease. Okay. So I'm still on this. I need to fix that. Okay. Make sure my rotation is correct. It is. And we need to go to okay, so I'm just going to, yeah, okay. Close prop. So these will light up properly. So I'm going to click on the balcony rail on the side, and I'm just going to right click on the properties so that the collide stays lit up, but I have not actually opened the prop, that particular prop. I'm just looking to see where the collide boundaries are. But now this balcony rail, I am going to left click on the properties, and you can see the difference because the one I've opened up is highlighted in green, and the one I've just highlighted the collide is in yellow. Okay, so I need to scale this a little. Okay, so I need to bring it back this way. Wrong direction. I cannot see what the hell I'm doing. The edge of the stage. Okay, so it is intersected with the side piece here. It will disappear. The lines will disappear. Just kind of have to move it around until you find them again. There we go. Okay. Looks good to me. And this one's overlapping a little bit as well. And now I just need to test it up here. Okay. So now I'm going to highlight this one, and I'm going to make a note. I'm going to copy the z-axis. And I'm just going to clone it. And I'm going to bring it over to this side. I'm going to paste. And it should put it right into place. Okay, so they've intersected. This is good. Let's run into the corner and see what happens. Dead on into the corner. Whoop! Damn, I went straight in there too. Oh well. If anybody gets stuck up under there, they're just gonna have to F5. I didn't tell him to run into the fucking corner. Okay, so this one, I'm gonna copy the X positions 4821. I'm gonna clone it. And I'm gonna bring it over to you. Okay, that was the wrong number to copy. Should have been this one. Okay, so that end over there is longer than this end apparently. So we just need to scale this down a little bit. I did not make the club exactly even though I tried, but I don't think anybody's gonna really notice unless they come in here with a ruler. Okay, just gonna paste this. Okay. And this, just want to make sure this doesn't overlap too far. No, should be good. Alright, so I'm going to unlock all these I just did. So by leaving these visible, I can see the work I've done so far. So I can see that I've done that side and these sides and this side. So this end right here needs to be done yet. I'm liking the signs. Sorry. Okay. So I'm going to copy the balcony rail on the front. Okay, I need to pause this for a minute. Alright, we're back. I've been sitting here. I returned the call. I've been sitting here waiting on them to call me back, and they haven't. And just as sure as I restart this, I'm thinking they're probably going to call back. That's the way it always happens. Alright, so I'm going to clone this front balcony rail. And I'm going to drag it over here. Okay, so this needs to come a little bit closer. It's not quite touching. Okay. And then this one, this balcony rail. So 4821. It's my house phone ringing now. I am not answering it. Let's see, what is this number? 12315. So I need to do this side piece here. It's nowhere near that number. $156.28. So it was one number off. So let's make sure our things are lined up here. and they do intersect. Did we do the other end? I don't think we did. No, we didn't. Okay, so okay, so we got all the sides done. So now we can start making these invisible. Okay, so now if anybody runs into a stage or anything, they are not going through, they're not going under. So this looks good. Probably need to go ahead and put the dance triggers up here. So before I forget, because I'm bad about forgetting. So I'm going to take a trigger out. We're going to lower it to the floor. Too low, too low, too low. Okay, so your dance trigger, okay, script will be dance if you're doing country, erotic, etc. So we're just going to do dance, and yes, we want to, I'm sorry, dance teams probably want erotic, so do as I say, do as I do, not as I say. Okay, so the thing about dance triggers is that when you start making them big, the dance part actually goes outside of the trigger. You see how far out I was still dancing? Like it goes all the way to right here. So keep that in mind when you're putting out a dance trigger. Like you don't want to put it, the green lines all the way to the edges of your floor, because it has that overlap, like an invisible section where it's still performing. Same on this side. Right there. See how much room you got outside of the trigger? Whoop. Okay. And then I'm gonna make it, that might be too wide. Okay, so it kind of gives them room if they want to get up here on the edge and do like a kneel down or something. Gives them a little bit of room. And this is way too wide actually. So okay. Okay, so those triggers are in place. And before I put one on the dance floor, I want to figure out what I'm doing with seating and stuff because I was thinking about putting some stuff in the corners. Like maybe some club seating around here. But maybe just in the corner a few seats. So let's see what we got for seating. Oh, arcade booth seating. I don't know about that. No, 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 no. Oh, modular seating. Let's see what the prop map looks like. Which one is this? This is the inward curve. Okay. Well, we can put a few seats in here and see how it goes. So, we need to move this. Um, don't know what color. Okay, but this is the inward. This is the inward curve. So I'm going to download this map, and I'm going to put it in my prop maps folder. Oh. Well, I didn't know I already had it. I wonder if I have the overlay for it. Apparently I do. Who would have thunk it? Alright, so we're going to open the map for prop maps. I don't even remember ever using that. Can't remember the name of the prop. Modular red seating. Modular red seating. Inward curve. And then the overlay. Open its layers and open the overlay. Okay. And then I'm going to run this up 200% so I can see what the hell I'm doing. So now we need a texture. Maybe something pink, black, and white to tie in all the colors. Pink, black, white, club, texture. Okay, this one's a possibility, or something like it. We want something like that, but okay, that's pretty neat looking. That one right there. Or that one. I don't want to go too grungy though. I don't want to go too grungy. I wonder what this would look like. Copy image address just to test it. If it works, I will rehost. Oh, that's pretty cool looking. That's pretty cool looking. It's not even mapped. Alright, that's a maybe, but it's got kind of a reddish color that I don't like right in there. This is a possibility. Let's see what this looks like. Image address. I don't like the orange. I don't like the orange. What about this one? Okay. I kind of like that. So we'll save this one. Okay, what? Copy image. Paste as new image. Why is it not pasting it? Oh, it did finally. Durr. I guess it was just slow. Okay, I kind of like this bubble look here. Kind of like this a lot. I like that. And the pink is really close. I like that. Let's save that one. So far, that's in the lead. I don't see any watermarks on this one either. Okay, let's do this. Pink, white, black, abstract, pattern. Okay, too long. It's got watermarks all over it, but I like the look of it. Oh. What we got you? I'm liking this. Do I like this better, or do I like... I shouldn't have done that. I think I like this little pattern better, but this right here, I might can work with this better. I'm saving that one. I wonder if I inverted that. Oh no, that's no. We don't want green. I didn't really want all that much white, but that's too pink, I think. Oh, what about this? I'll save it. I like that. It's just got like a splash of pink, but I don't know. I do know. Let's see what this can do. You know, I kind of like that. We'll have it as an option. We'll have to adjust the color, but we can do that. We can do that. Let's look at this one. I like that one. I really like that one. It's got texture. I like it. That one does too, but it looks kind of fuzzy. Okay, so texture searching is going to take up a lot of your time, honestly. It will. I like that one. I like that one a lot. I wonder if I can do something with that. I don't know, but I'll save it in case I can. Okay, I'm going to stop. We got plenty to work with. I think I'm going to start with this one. So I'm going to make a duplicate layer, and I'm going to work on the copy first off. So what I want to do is I want to turn the blue black. I want to keep the pink. So I don't know if I can do this or not. Let's see. Let's see. Let's try something else. Select by color. Make a new layer. I want black. Okay, so I chose the blue as the color, and then what I want to do is I'm going to paint bucket all the blue into black. So what I did was I'm going to do it over so I can show you. So I want to choose all this blue. So I go to select, and I'm going to choose by color. And then I click on the blue. So it would highlight all the areas that has that color of blue. So I've chosen black as my color. All the areas that are blue that are highlighted, I want to paint with black. But I don't want to paint it on the copy I'm working on, in case it looks like shit. You know, I don't want to have to undo all that. So I created a new layer by going to layer, new layer, and it created this empty layer right here. So what I'm going to do is, leaving all of this highlighted, I'm going to paint all of this, but I'm going to paint it on top of a new layer. So I'm going to use paint bucket, make sure I'm on the right layer. I'm going to touch the image, go to select, none. And okay, that looks pretty good. There's still some, I can actually, I wonder if it'll take away the depth if I do that though. Okay, so just to show you what that looks like, what we just painted. So I'm going to do this again. This time I'm going to choose these lighter gray areas, and I'm going to go to select by color, and I'm going to click on these lighter gray areas, and then I'm going to choose, I'm going to make a new layer, and I'm going to paint bucket these layers. And now I'm just going to touch up a couple little areas that look like, I don't know, it might be something on my screen. Okay. So now I'm going to scale this image. 512. Stay open, will ya? By 512. And I'm going to save it as, because I want to save the layers. So I want to do wallpaper, black, pink. Let's do abstract first. Abstract, black, pink, cropped and resized. And this is a JPEG file because there's nothing in it that is transparent. It's not saved as a transparency. So we're going to wallpaper, and this is it right here. So we might not have to map this sucker. Okay. I really like this one too. So let's clone this. Raise it up a little bit. And take the texture off. So we can take a look at it. So I don't know, I can't really tell what's what. So I'm going to make a color map. I'm going to make a color map. So if you find yourself having a hard time figuring out what's what on a map, I always make a color map. So I start with a new layer and make sure you're on the new layer and not on the map itself. I just select every different area and make it a different color. You can do any color you want. Sometimes I do numbers instead of colors. If it looks like the area is too big, or if it's a wonky area or something, I'll just do colored numbers. So I'm going to make a new layer and I'll choose another color. Make sure you're working on the right layer. Also, make sure your colors are not too close together as far as their shade, because you don't want to be looking at it going, which color is this again? Like, I can't, you know, you don't want to be scratching your head going, ooh, which one is this? Okay, and then okay. So that's what the color map looks like. So I'm going to save this and I'm going to label it color map. So the next time I do one of these, it'll already be made. I can just upload it and apply it and see what the hell I'm doing. Modular. Here it is. Oop. Don't need the seating on this version. Okay, so now we know what goes where because of the color. So, and this is a prop that needs to be double-sided. Okay. Because I really like that texture area for the seat. So I know that needs to go into the pink area. This area right here. So this right here. Copy visible. And I'm going to merge all these colors. Okay, so I know what's going on this one. Paste as a new layer. I'll turn down the opacity a little bit so I can see what the hell I'm doing. Okay, so turn that back up. And then, what's that yellow again? Oh, the yellow's the bottom. Let's see. The green is the back. So, what part of this do I want to be on the back? I'm thinking... You know what I'm thinking? Let's open a new... So, I want to try to piece these two sections together. So, copy visible, go into the new one, edit, paste as a new layer, and then copy this one, copy visible, paste as a new layer. Okay, so I want to see if I can piece these together. I don't know if I can, but I would like to try. Hmm. Well, I'm gonna merge these down and try something. I don't know if it's gonna work, but you don't know until you try, right? So let's just give it a go and see what happens. Start blending some of this stuff. This is not centered. This little vortex here is not centered. It's a little bit better, but now I've done messed up that. Yeah, I don't know. Just kind of gonna leave that hanging out there. What if we do... I know what we can do. Okay, so I will clone this one and move it over to the green area. And then I will do a text doing... Which one was the original pink? Maybe we'll do white. We don't want Desriel, we want the hair thing. Hair color. And we'll do club. So make that bold and then turn it down to 12. Delete. Ooh. Okay, make it bold. And then turn it down to 12. Is it going to be enough room? I can't see. Shit, still can't see. Come on. I just want to pick up the text. Quit doing that. Guess I have to do it this way. Move it this way. Alright. So. Club. Delight. Okay. Now let's give it that drop shadow of the pink. Okay, yeah, that's not working. So our shadow's way too big, so I'm gonna have to drop it down to, let's do a 2. That's better, but I don't know. That's the problem right there, the overlay. And it looks blurry too. But we'll see. We'll see how it looks. Looks good against the red, but we're using, okay, it looks good against the black, but it's blurry. And okay, so we got the green and the pink, so the purple is going, okay, the blue is the back of it, and then the purple is the sides. So actually I think the blue and the purple can all be the same texture. What do I want it to be? Let's use this. Let's use this one. Ain't no reason why we can't combine it, right? We're making the rules here. Okay. Delete. Wallpaper. Don't remember what I called it. Abstract. Here we go. Abstract. Woo, that's big. Let's do 300. Let's do 200. Okay. Still too fucking big. Because this map is only 256 by 256. I should have resized it. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Okay, it's starting to get blurry. So I'm going to delete this one, and I'm going to delete the text. And I'm going to resize this to 512. Now let's do this again. This is better. Still needs to cover the pink. I wonder if this will tile. So go to map, go to small tiles. No, not really. Okay, well, and then I'm going to lower the opacity because I got to delete some of this stuff. It's gone way over. So I'm going to, I want it on the blue and I want it on the purple. So I'm going to delete the overage. I'm going to color to alpha just to make sure that deletes that. And then I'm going to come in right here and delete all that. And then I'm going to use this here to cut that, and then I'm going to use my eraser to trim up the rest of it. Okay, and that should be all of that. And then this is not even covering all the green, so let me fix that. Of course this green part's going to be invisible anyway, but still, that was going to bug me. Okay, so now we can turn this up. I cut it too close right there. Okay, so the yellow part, let's just make that pink. Let's just make that pink. On new layer, I chose the pink that we used as a highlight for the text. I mean, as a drop shadow for the, I the pink that we used as a drop shadow for the text. So make sure I'm working on the right layer. Okay, so now I'm going to redo the text, which was white. We got the hair color, text, the color needs to be white, and then this needs to be white. Club, that looks better. Let's go with 20. Delight, and we're going to make it bold and then make this 20. Okay, and now I'm going to make that black layer invisible just for a hot ass minute to center this, or to eyeball it so it looks centered. Damn it, I moved another layer. So okay, and now I want to do the drop shadow in the pink for the club part 2. Okay, I'm putting the black back where it was, and I'm going to make the color layer invisible. And do we even need this? I think we do. So I'm just going to make this one little square area right here. Oh crap. With no overlay, so that the logo shines pretty bright. So alright, let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Club Delight, black, pink, overlay. I always try to make a note if the overlay is used. That way I know the difference between my textures. Club Delight, black, pink. Did I do pink and black or black and pink? I don't guess it matters. Overlay, JPEG. Alright, let's see what we got, y'all. Modular. Oh my god, seriously? Well, it happens sometimes. So all this needs to be turned, and actually where my head is, okay, so that's a mirror image. So even if I rotate this to the right, this is still gonna say Club Delight backwards like a mirror image. So let's just do this. Fuck mapping this fucking thing. And let's delete that. And let's find one that we can live with. I keep going back to this one. I'll probably change it before it's over. We'll just leave it for right now. I don't think we need that one. That one we do need. So rotate it 180. And what's the height of this one? Can't remember. Oh, you know what? The seating on this one. Look at that. Yeah, we're gonna have to take that off. Didn't I just take that off? Excuse me. I don't like how that looks. I don't like how that looks. Don't like that. Don't like that at all. Let's try this one. This one's watermarked. I'm just going to trim it up a little bit. And then resize it. That looks better. It's not perfect, but it looks better. Wondering if I should just let me just find a what if we just do leather? What if we just do leather? Oh, what about something like this? I can live with that. I can so live with that. But it needs to be smaller. So we're going to tile it. We're going to yeah, tile it. So we go to map and we go to small tiles. If you have a newer version of GIMP, it's probably going to be under something different. This is, again, I'm using the old version of GIMP, 2.8.0, I think. Okay, so it didn't tile perfectly. You can see right there. These are stacked, but we can actually fix that. So we just need to trim it up a little bit. So let's just look at this one right here. So the top of this is cut off because it's right here. There's a little bit too much here, and which is why at that middle line it looked wonky. So I'm just going to trim off part of it, like right about there, and now tile it and see how it looks. Well, that looks better. It's just about perfect. You can kind of see. You have to look hard, but I think it's right there. I think the line is right there. It's hard to see. But yeah, it looks pretty good. So I'm going to save this. Well, first of all, I'm going to undo the tile, and I'm going to save it as it is. Why does it keep going back to prop maps now? Well, I really just want to open the club folder. So this is fabric. This is, let's just call it leather, black diamonds, JPEG. It's not cropped and resized. Okay. I will be right back. Okay, so now I am going to tile this. Go to map, tile. That's not what I wanted. Small tiles. That's what I wanted. And then I'm going to resize this 512 by 512. And then I am going to save it as, I'm going to make a note that it's been tiled as well as resized. So now we can try this version and see how this looks. Delete that. So this will be under fabric. That looks better. So it doesn't line up perfectly, but that's okay because it'll look like that on this side too. So this needs to go to 270, and then yep, that corner piece is always going to be weird. So 197.39. And then I don't think anybody's going to be sitting around, but you never know. And I really wanted to put like a cupcake or something in the corner. Wait, maybe I'll put it over here. Okay. A cake or a cupcake. I don't know. A cupcake seems, I mean, a cake seems pretty big. I don't know. Just have to see. Get that corner piece there. So I just cloned them. This is the easy way to make stuff travel. I need to close this. It's bugging me. So I just clone them and stick them out there, and then I go to where I want them. You can go up floors, you can go wherever. And then I'll press F2 on my screen. F2 will make this little window right here pop up. So F2, and the X, Y, and Z will show you my position, my avatar's position. This is my X axis, the Y axis, and the Z. So I go to the position of the prop that is highlighted, and I'm going to type in the X and the Z. So 178.92. See, it moved it outward. Watch. And 264.69. It brought it right to me. And then I'm going to unlock that, and it automatically locks onto the other prop. And I'm going to type in the position again, 178.92. See how it pushed it out to the side? And now 264.69. And it brought it right to me. It's a little trick to make traveling with props easier. If you're on the third floor of a home of the house you're building and you need something in the basement, you can run down to the basement, clone the prop, leave it sitting there, run back upstairs to the third floor, and then use that trick, and it works perfectly. Except if you're on a different level, you do have to use the Y position. It will leave it up in the air like around your head, but that's okay. You can lower it. So how many did I have over there? Two. Yep, two. Two on each end. Okay, I'll have to come back and, well, hell, I may as well do it. I started to say I'll have to come back and do chairs, but I know I'll forget. So I use the hotel chair, the gray one. Need to rotate this 270 and lower it to the floor. You want it to sit on top of the court floor, not in it. If it sits inside of the court floor, even by one click, it will make you fall through. And you don't want that. You do not want that. Also, you want the legs to not be, and I'm going to make this chair invisible. When you sit down, you want your legs to be, it's okay if they're close to the edge of the couch, but you don't want them to be inside of the couch. See, when she closes her legs, she's like right up against it, but you don't want her leg to be, like inside the couch. So it's just one chair. I'm just going to push it over there. Push, push, push. Okay. All right. So thinking a birthday cake over here or a cupcake or something. Let's see what options we got. I was looking at cakes earlier. So we got a birthday cake, which we could turn that into a cupcake, I reckon. Let's do that. Let us do that. And just to give for her and Mike to dance on and to give her a good view. Why am I hiccuping? I don't know. Can make it a little wider too. 8, 8, and then 20. Oh, that might be too high. Not going to give them much headroom. Okay. So this is the, I'm going to close some of this stuff. I might leave that one open for color reference. Okay, we need the prop map for the birthday cake. It's your birthday. Birthday cake. Birthday cake. I saw it. No candles. We can use that one. The candles are already erased. And this is the sides. This is the top. This is the plate. We don't need the plate. So we can go ahead and get rid of that. And I'm deleting it straight off of the prop map to make it invisible. What is this? Oh, plate cover. Okay, so we do need the top, we do need the sides. So for the sides, we want a cupcake side, pink cupcake. Oh, there's a hot pink one right there. Right there. I was thinking maybe not something pink. I was thinking, I don't know, let's see what we got. Excuse me. Okay, I'm digging the silver. Let's change that to silver. Ah, now we're cooking with gas. I don't want it to be too crinkly. Like it just came out of the oven, you know. I used to have a ring that looked almost just like that. Not quite that, but here's some cupcake liners. Cupcake liners. I really want it on a cupcake though. Like this blue here. Come on. Alright, well, I want one that looks like that, but I want it to be silver. Like this, or like this, but a better view. Like that. Alright, let's see if we can work with this one. So, I'm going to paste it as a new image. Just what I thought. It's small as fuck. And we're making it big. So, well, I need to resize this too. Make it bigger. Alright, so let's just, we're not going to trim this up. We're just going to copy some of the cake liner and some of the cake itself, and I'll put this in a new image so that I can clean it up a little bit. I'm going to use the smudge tool and see where this liner does not come all the way down on these sides. I'm going to bring it down. I'm going to bring it so down. Just going to that's all I'm doing. Okay, also, this needs to be uniform. So, I'm going to, so on the prop, this side is going to meet this side when it wraps around it. And this side is not exactly like this side, so you're going to see a big seam there. So, we want to make it so it matches, so it's seamless. So I like this side better. So I'm actually gonna, okay, let me just do it the right way. So this image is 260 across by 220 vertically. So I'm gonna half it. Half of 260 across is 130. So I'm going to, now watch the numbers right down here. I'm gonna take my rectangle select and I'm gonna come across until it says 230. Okay, I got the wrong number. It's 221 across. So 110, 110 and a half. Well, that ain't right either. What's going on here? 130. I had it right the first time, except my math sucks. Half of 260 is 130. I suck at math, and they put me in charge of money. Can you believe that shit? Well, that still don't look right. Why doesn't it look right? Oh, well, this is why, probably. Yeah, this is exactly why. I started on the outside of the image and not on the edge of it. Okay. I got it figured out. So I'm going to edit and then copy visible. I'm going to paste it as a new layer, and then I'm going to take my flip tool and I'm going to flip it. And then I'm going to use the arrows on my keyboard to slide it over to the other side of the image. Okay. So now I have a seamless cupcake. It should be seamless when it meets, and I'm going to trim off the edges a little bit too, just to make sure I don't have any unseemly seams or anything. Okay, so I'm going to save this image. Cupcake. And then on the map itself, I am going to open as layers. And I'm going to import the cupcake. And I am going to put it on this top row here. And also I'm going to scale it down a little bit so that it comes to the top of the strip right there. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate it, and using the arrows on my keyboard, I'm going to move this image over to the side. And I'm going to duplicate it one more time. Move it over to the side. Okay, so this middle one overlaps quite a bit, so I am going to pull it in some. So it's 204 by 143. I'm going to size these others. 204, 204 by 1. What did I say the other one was? I can never remember shit. 204 over 180. 204 over 180. 204. And this one should be 204 as well. And let's see how this lines up. Yeah, I might have made them too small. But if I did, it's okay because I'm going to, okay. So what I'm going to do, I still have some room here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to merge these 3 layers. And then I'm just going to take the one layer it merged into and I'm just going to pull it out to the edge. Okay, like that. And now I'm going to duplicate this layer, and using the arrow on my keyboard, I'm just going to bring it down to the second layer here. Okay. And now we need a cupcake top that looks like that one. Cup. Let's do vanilla cupcake top. Or let's do this. Vanilla plain cake top. It's like this, but let's just use this. I think it's a little darker than. Okay, so I want to trim all this off, all this background. So I'm going to take my ellipse select, and I'm just going to drag and drop a circle, like draw a circle. And you can adjust this. Once you get it on there, you can adjust it. And it doesn't have to be exact. I'm just bringing it close to the edges. Okay, and now I'm going to go to select, invert, edit, cut. So it has, instead of cutting what was inside the circle, I inverted it so it cut what was outside the circle. And then I'm going to layer, transparency, color to alpha. Now if this does not show an alpha'd out background, a transparent background, you need to change this color right here to whatever this is, this background shows up as. Okay, so I'm just going to trim it up a little bit, and I'm going to save it. Cake top PNG. That's my backup image. So now I'm going to do vanilla cupcake. Let's just do cupcake. Take cake top. Okay, like something like this, but vanilla looking, not chocolate. Or something like this, but an overhead view. Something like this. Something like this. Makes me want cupcakes now. It makes me want a cupcake. Let's see if we can do anything with this. I don't know. Okay, so the image is actually pretty big. This might work. There's just not a lot of cake around the frosting. So let's just do this. Let's just get as close as we can. And I'm going to copy visible, and then I'm going over here to the cake top, and I'm going to paste as a new layer. Wow, it's almost the same size as that. So but how does it match to that? Not too shabby. So I think instead of using the cake layer as my base, I think I'm just going to try to add the cupcake. The cupcake top I just did. I'm pasting it as a new layer on top of the prop map. You know what else would have worked would be a cookie. A frosted cookie might have worked. Yeah, I think I'm going to need the cake layer anyway, because the cake top is shaped like a stop sign, and the cupcake top is round, so we're going to need a little extra cake going on here. Gonna need some cake. Yeah, this cake is way darker than the actual cupcake, so let me make a copy. I'm gonna make the original invisible, and so I can work on the layer on the copy, and I'm gonna work with the brightness and the contrast. I'm just gonna see if I can. No, I'm going to use the hue saturation, and I'm gonna lighten it up there, because I might have to use some of the desat. No, let's see, go a little bit more yellow. There we go. A little bit more yellow, and that looks about right. Okay, so now I'm going to turn down the opacity so I can trim up around the cake. Because see, these straight edges right here are the map, the prop map. So I need to trim this off. So I'm going to make sure I'm on the right layer, and I'm going to start trimming this. I really do not like working with this birthday cake prop map, because the cupcake layer area down there is always kind of hard to mess with, and I just don't like using this map. But mess needs. And I also don't like it when it goes off the edge like that, because then you have to kind of guess at what you're doing, and I don't like that either. Okay, so this needs to come out just a little bit more, and then okay, and now I'm going to invert it so it cuts what's on the outside of the area I selected, and I hit delete on my keyboard, And now I'm going to run the opacity back up before I select none. So it stops the marching ants. So now we have the cake top in place. So I'm going to make that invisible for a minute while we take this cupcake layer and kind of center it on the top of the cake. We can use the candle spots here as guides. That's where the candles were. We can just kind of this is a pain. This is a pain in the ass. Okay, so now we kind of have to... Oh, okay, so on this side, this looks like it blends pretty good, but on this side, it's dark. It's dark. So I'm going to make everything under it invisible. And I'm going to try to do the half and half trick. I don't know if it will work on this. So I just do this half, the light half. I did copy visible, and then I'm going to make everything visible again. Wrong layer. And then I'm going to paste as a new layer, and I'm going to flip it. Now I need to move it around. Whoop. So let's see how it looks. Gonna have to do some blending carefully blending. It's too small of a brush. So make sure I'm on the right layer too. That would help. Okay, so it's not going to let you blend anything past the line. You see the outline of the texture here? I can blend this all day long. It's not going to go over onto this part to blend in. So to fix that, I click on the layer I'm working on. I go to layer, new layer. It's going to put a completely blank layer on top of this one, and the layer is the size of the entire texture. So now what I'll do is I'll merge that one down. So now whenever I blend this part of the cupcake right here, it'll blend past that line. That's how you fix that. So just want to get rid of some of that pink right there. This right here is going to be a butt. Okay, so we just made a new sprinkle right there, and this we need to blend. This needs to blend right there. And then okay, so that blended pretty good actually. So So what I'm going to do is I'm going to merge these two pieces together. So now it's all one piece like that. So now I need to either trim off these edges right here or blend them to match the cake underneath. I'm going to try to erase them, erase the hard edge. So before I start doing that, I'm going to make a duplicate. I duplicated the wrong thing. I'm going to make a duplicate of the cupcake so that I'm working on the copy. So if I fuck it up, I can just go back to the original. Okay, so I'm going to soften my brush edges as well. So I'm going to go with this brush right here, and I'm going to make sure I'm working on the right layer. Make my brush a little bit bigger. And I need to be using the eraser. And I'm just gonna go around the edge. It doesn't seem to be working too super great on this side where it's darker. You know, I could just cut off the whole fucking cake part and just use the frosting. Duh. Why didn't I think of that before? Some of you might be on the other side of the computer right now going, well, I already knew that. I've been sitting here trying to tell you. Well, I didn't hear you. Instead of trying to match up the cake. What the fuck? Why you want to do it? Make it hard, baby. I mean, for real. Shouldn't be this hard. Okay, so we did that instead. Well, that made it a whole hell of a lot easier. Okay, so now we can make our frosting bigger, actually. So I'm gonna have to make this smaller okay, so now we can make our frosting a little bit bigger. Okay, like that. Let's see what we got. That was too much light work. So I'm gonna do, let's see, no candles. This is a cupcake first of all. Cupcake, no candles. Leave that last. Silver liner, vanilla, white, pink frosting, no candles. And because I'm never going to remember all that, I'm going to highlight and copy the title in case it does not want to save it, the whole thing. It did, so I'm good. Okay, now let's upload it. And this is a birthday cake. Birthday. I suppose we should do some balloons, huh? I didn't even think about balloons. But yeah, we should have some balloons. So, see what we got. Looks like a big ass cupcake. Let's see. There's a little bit of a seam right there, but it's in the back. I'm not going to worry too much about it. And it looks frosted on top. So it looks pretty good, but we should have put some frosting on the sides too, but whatever. Fuck it. I don't care. I mean, I do care, but I mean, how do I say this? I care, but It's going to be really hard to do that. It really is. A lot of cupcakes nowadays anyway just slab the frosting on top anyway. Okay, so it's sitting right on top, and you know what? Mike and Dell are going to be the ones on top of this, so did I grab the cake? Grab the cake. Need to back this up. Maybe I can put a sign on the front of it or something. Let's see. Okay, it needs to come back this way more. For Dale's birthday, I'm going to get me a cake. I'm going to get me birthday cake. Or some cupcakes or some shit. I don't know. Alright, let's go ahead and make it danceable while we're here. So we need a court floor. And we need to make it collidable. Well, we could have centered it before we got it all the way to the top. Alright. We can jump up here while we're working on it. So we don't want to, you see all that overlap? We don't want all that. So we can make this smaller. So let's make it smaller on this side as well. And okay. And we're going to make it invisible. And then we're going to do a trigger. Oh wait, I wonder if the dance floor, oh we don't have a trigger on the dance floor. Let me just put a trigger up here. And we'll make it I might come back later and change this top. I don't know. I might do I don't know what I would use. I'll have to think about it. To make like a soft top, you know, like the frosting is piled up, because it looks so flat. I don't like that, so I might come back later and change it. Dance. Okay. Oh, duh. Activate, unload. I forgot that. Activate, unload. That probably needs to be checked too. Activate. I don't. Well, it was dancing a while ago, wasn't it? So what's the difference here? Why isn't this one working? Trigger. Activate, unload. Oh. Okay, it's working. Okay, so, like I said, I might come back and fix that later. But for now, they have somewhere to dance. And we'll add some balloons and maybe some signs or something. Yep, because back here it just looks like a plain old cupcake. And I need to make that to the transparency. So, ah, hell. I just saw the bottom do something. Yep, it's in the floor a little bit. Okay. Oh, now that's going to mess up the court floor. Feet are not in the frosting, so that's good. Okay. What else do we need? We have the seating. We have everything blocked off. We have the triggers. We have the cupcake is up. We need to do the trigger on the main dance floor, and we need to block off the dance stages so that people don't walk onto them. Haven't decided yet how I'm going to do that. So I actually considered taking away part of the walk around, like the stage where you walk all the way around the club. If I do that, I'll have to create some stairs for the dance team. So I don't know what I want to do actually. Or do I just put a barrier up, or like a VIP rope, or I don't know. I haven't decided. That might be too wide. Let's do 8.5 by 8.5. And let's put the script on it. So, dance. It's not going to do like the erotic dance and make me start dancing. So I'm going to have to check it this way. Okay, so we don't want our dance floor trigger, our glowy trigger, to bleed over onto the dance stages. What have I done? Nor do we want it on the stairs. Okay. This can actually be a little bit bigger, I think. Okay, it's too close to that stage still. Alright, so it can stand to come this way a little bit. Still got some room there. It's still too close on that side. I'm running out of room. barely enough room. I'll move it over just a tad more. And there's a lot of room over there. Okay. Let's do 9.5. Whoop. Okay. Okay, also I forgot that we are doing, like, everything is doubled, so that the chairs and the cupcake and balloons and anything else we put up are going to have to go upside down in the bottom part. So that means our happy birthday Dell sign, our Club Delight sign. Actually, the stairs should be upside down as well. And I really don't want to do that part, but it'll get done. So I'm going to stop for today because I have other things to do. But hopefully the next video will be the last video and we can get it all wrapped up. So also, I don't want you to forget that just because I'm doing it this way doesn't mean you have to do it this way. This is just giving you a guideline of building a club from scratch, how to start with the court floors, you know, some options you have, showing you a little bit on GIMP, you know, just hopefully you can learn something from it. Whatever you can take from it, take it, and what you can't, what doesn't apply, leave it. Okay? Alright, so see you guys for the next video. If you have any suggestions, please email me the video suggestions in Word through my profile. If you send it to me on Skype or in PM or anything like that, I am not going to remember. Okay? I think you've seen enough to know that my memory is shit. So just email me whatever. Alright, thanks for watching, you guys. Hopefully just one more video and we'll be done. Take care.